Okay, now so I just
Thanks, Sue.
checked it, and our official episode is the video and audio is good, and it also creates an audio file so we can have that.
Yes, yes, that
So
is that is.
so
I do like it for that. I could
yep.
definitely say.
And I think we should go with this because I like that. The other we'll do that for now. I definitely
If I could figure it out better, the thing is it does have better options for
the
audio
video
and
is better
video.
for sure.
The
Yeah.
video is better. The audio has, like I said, it has crisp, so it only picks up it trains your voice. And so I don't know if you can hear my fan, but it's hot as heck where I'm at, so it's on. But if it's picking that up, it wouldn't do that on Discord.
It was 51 this morning here, so
Oh well, it's like I don't even know. Well, I guess it's cooling down, but it's hot in my apartment. So
I was wearing a jacket at work today. So.
oh, I had pants on.
Okay. Well, I'm glad he had pants on. Well,
Yeah,
finish.
yeah.
You said you seen three flare-looking
So yeah,
lights in the sky.
yeah. So then what I did was I went inside and I just got online and I was like, well, let me check YouTube. And I found things in the past. And of course, nobody's going to load them right away. I mean, that doesn't happen. I didn't have a video. I didn't get to record them. I wasn't expecting to see them. So, but I did see that they were done in the past, and people had theories that they were flares, but they couldn't be flares, and there's no sound in the sky of jets or anything. Or I was like, well, you may not hear it because it's way out over the ocean. I have no idea, but you're hearing the ocean, you're hearing the sounds of the beach, all that
Mm.
stuff. But I wasn't at the beach. I was way back in the apartment, the apartment complex where I lived at the time. So after I got inside, I was like, I can't believe what I just saw. So I went on to MUFON, if you remember MUFON.com.
So I on Facebook. I'm a member of the MUFON Facebook
Okay.
page. Yes, yes,
Okay.
and yeah, I know exactly what you're talking. I don't know what it stands for though.
It's the Mutual UFO Network.
Okay, there you go.
I think Dan Aykroyd's one of the founding members. So,
Oh man, he loves UFOs. Have you
oh
ever
yeah.
listened? So, on the side note,
Uh huh.
he has a UFO experience in Canada. He's Canadian. I didn't even know that until he
Yeah.
said his UFO experience. But yeah, he has a some experience he had with UFOs, and now he's a super
Yeah.
believer. Yeah. Anyway,
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I went on their site and I went in. They have a thing where if you experience something, you go ahead and enter it into like this like site into their website. So I did that, and then um, probably about an hour later, it was like I get a phone call from some random number, and it's MUFON calling me, and
MUFON called you.
they called me. Yeah, super nice
MUFON called
guy.
you.
MUFON called me. Yes.
Wait a second. Let's backtrack a little bit
Yeah.
in this episode. So you're wearing this shirt. You're wearing a shirt, and you went to work today, and somebody else is wearing the same shirt, Roswell, New Mexico shirt, and you
Yeah.
think it's some sort of coincidence
Well, hey,
that
this was like
MUFON called
10
you.
years ago. 10 years ago.
Do you not think the Men in Black were listening
Well,
10 years ago?
well, hold on a second. Well, first of all, we'll get into a whole episode on the Men in Black and what my thoughts are, and then there's other things about that. But let's. So where was I?
Um,
Oh, so after the phone call, I was like, well, I need to go tell people what I saw. I was like, man, this is just way too cool. So what I ended up doing was I went to the bar where I knew people, and
hmm.
I was like, you wouldn't believe what I just saw. Like, you're crazy. I'm like, I don't know. So, but where I would go, I went out back, and it's right along the intercoastal, went right behind where the bar was, and I stood there. Sure enough, saw them again, but they weren't in a line. There was one over here, one over here, one over here, and it
What
was
do the
just kind of.
people there say?
I had a couple people seeing it, they're like, "Holy crap, what is that?" So I wasn't the only one to see it. Other people saw it
Obviously,
as
you're
well.
there. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So they saw
Yeah.
it. So then I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go sit on the beach and see. And I think I saw it like one or two more times sitting at the beach. So, but yeah, it was interesting. And you can YouTube Myrtle Beach lights or something, and you can see those. So people did get them on video in the past. I don't know about the day I saw them, but yeah. But MUFON called me
Why do they call you though? I
because
don't
they
understand.
were well. What he said on the phone was that
Wait,
they got a
wait,
lot
wait.
of
So let me back up. Like did you contact UFON about this?
Yeah, I told you I typed in on their website the information of I reported my sighting
Oh,
on
okay.
their
You
site.
reported it. Sorry, I don't
So
think I
he
noticed.
called me.
Yeah, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
think I
yeah.
realized.
No,
Yeah.
no, they didn't just call me because I was taking out the trash. I mean that would have creeped me out.
I
Like, how
thought you
did you
meant
know
that.
I saw this?
I thought you meant they just went on their website and then they called you. I was like, that's a little
No,
weird.
no, no. I went to the website. I submitted a sighting because they have the map sighting thing, and then
Mm.
they have like submit a sighting here. It's like
Did
on
you
the
give them
front page.
their phone number in this?
Yes. Yeah, you had to.
Otherwise, then they're listening to you, and the Men in Black know what's
Well,
going on.
I don't have that same number anymore. So, but
Oh.
yeah,
Now things are leading to different
yeah,
roads.
no, yeah,
Anyway,
but
wow. So okay, when MUFON called you,
yeah,
say,
I wasn't the only person that reported it. So they were calling to get the eyewitness testimonies from everybody that reported the same thing. And so they'd only
okay,
do that when they get a bunch of reports around the same time of the same thing.
I'm gonna say something, and I'm at some point somebody from MUFON is gonna comment
Well,
on.
MUFON isn't. No, you're confusing MUFON with like secret government stuff because
No, no,
MUFON
no,
is just
no,
a bunch of
no, I'm not.
us.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
MUFON is us.
No, I know it is us. But like what I was gonna say before you rudely interrupted me,
Well, I'm sorry. I did.
online it seems like MUFON are people that are like boomers, like older than us, essentially. Is
Well,
it?
probably they might be now. I don't know. I haven't been on their site in a long time,
Oh,
but
I don't.
they've been
I
around a
don't.
long time.
Okay, well maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I think that because the people, the majority of that post seem like they're definitely way older than me for sure. You know,
Yeah, there's other sites now that's cropped up over time too.
well, there's
I
other
don't know
sites
them
for
all.
everything, man. The internet is a vast thing. I mean,
Oh yeah,
AI
yeah.
basically took over anyway. So
Well, it will. It hasn't yet.
that's
It
a
will.
whole other episode too.
That's
That I
a
don't
that's a
really.
whole other deal.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Stop transmedium alien UFO because that's one of the videos that are out there that there's a video on IFR where the UFO goes straight into the water.
Yeah.
The US Navy picks up and goes straight into the water, and there is that aspect, like we could maybe do an episode on that, like that there's
Oh
the
yeah, underwater for sure. Because I
I
mean,
mean,
that's even a big thing they're talking about was there should be more people looking into that.
well, I mean, think about when you and me grew up, like the movie that I think James Cameron made it. Is it The Abyss?
Abyss. Yeah.
James Cameron made that, right?
Yeah. 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 James Cameron. Yep.
I remember when I was a kid, I was like, "There's no way this is real." But now you're like,
Yeah.
um, I mean,
It's
you can.
still some of the most unexplored parts of our planet.
So scientifically, we know less about our own depths of the ocean than we do about the cosmos. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about what happened with this. Obviously, knew about this crazy article. Was it 2 months ago where that billionaire went down the ocean
Yeah.
and their thing imploded? And
Yeah.
that's a whole other thing. But like that shows you like they went really far. They went really far
Yeah.
down when
Yeah.
but like like these instruments, like from again, I don't know. I'm not a subject matter expert on advanced, military weaponry throughout different countries, but what I do know is like we don't know a whole lot about what's down there. I mean, there's caverns,
Mhm.
like I mean, the Marianas Trench is miles and miles and miles deep.
Yeah.
Which I was really close to once, and like, I mean, I was in Guam, as they call it,
Yeah.
and it was right by the continental shelf of the Marianas Trench, and like when you get close to it, it just looks black. It's like
Yeah.
blue ocean and then blackness.
Yeah.
And what I'm getting at is like there's so much like there's have you seen there's I think the Discovery Channel made it. There's the Project Blue Book television show. Have you
Oh yeah.
seen
Yeah.
any of
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. I saw
Have
some
you
of it.
seen
Yeah.
Oh, you should check
Yeah.
the whole thing out. It's
I watched
brilliant.
quite a bit of it. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Really
Yeah.
good, really good. But there was an episode specifically about transmitting underwater aliens, which yeah, there's the incident in LA, the Battle of Los Angeles, where
Yeah.
Well, that's that famous song, Rage Against the Machine. That's not what they wrote the song about, but like that's where they got the song terminology. The Battle of Los Angeles is about. I think it was the U.S. Army were shooting at something back. I don't remember. I think it was like 45 or something. But they were shooting at something. It was unidentified. It was claimed.
Yeah.
Um, over the coast of Los Angeles. I think it
Hmm.
was at that island, the Catalina Line.
Catalina. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which has a whole bunch of other sightings around it too. But yeah, that was
Yep.
definitely a real thing. Something happened there that we're not talking about.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, but even in that show, they were talking about how there's these like green balls of fire that flew around DC. I
Yeah.
think that was also like somewhere around 45 or something like that.
Yeah.
That was
There was a
active.
lot.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Thousands of
maybe
people.
maybe just for future we just pick some sightings and get into it.
Mm. I mean, I definitely want to do so um I remember you had talked about this last like one of way long ago. You were really into being from Ohio, you were really into Mothman
Yeah.
and cryptids and because of that area, like the Mothman's the big thing there in that area,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Um which I've seen the movie and I've looked a little bit into.
Well, yeah. Well,
That
the movie leaves a lot to be desired being from Hollywood. So
But didn't you do like a I know you told me you did like a bunch of investigating, like going to restaurants
not
and stuff.
not a ton. Like I mean that could be a whole episode in itself.
No, and that's that I
Yeah,
want to
but yeah.
that was that's what I want to do. The next one, let's do
Okay.
the next one, let's do cryptids, Mothman, Sasquatch, and basically all biped like I'll do some research because there's um you know the Alaskans have their own version of it.
Yeah.
The Native Americans have the Skinwalker.
Yeah.
The what is the Himalayans? They have the Yeti. Um, the Scandinavians have something called it the Abominable Snowman. I think is a Russian. Like there's tons of northern um basically countries with snow had
Yeah.
their
Something.
own version of some giant creature. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that'll be our next episode. Yeah.
Okay. Well, here. Well, when you cut all that out, um, so add this for like the last kind of thing because it's kind of funny that I found when I was looking up some stuff. So, hey, do you have like Ring, like the Ring camera on your doorbell?
Uh, okay. That not to get too yeah, so I even still have the blank off plate outside
Oh,
my house, but I
yeah.
stopped because I don't want somebody watching me all the time.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, I was
Just
reading
leave
that.
it at that.
So Ring has a contest going on right now that if you can have proof of extraterrestrial, like an alien or something walking by your Ring camera, they're gonna give you $1 million.
If you get a chance, which you and me are huge fans of Coast to Coast. We've always both been huge fans of Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
Shout out to Coast to Coast, by the way. George Norrie, you're a pioneer. Um, but you remember, so I've always been like, I've had them on Facebook and stuff, but they posted a video. There's a Ring video of two dudes that act like you had always brought it up, the Men in Black and how they act weird.
Because
There's
they're
that
aliens.
because okay, well, or they're time traveling humans. There's a whole bunch that can be a whole
Uh,
other episode.
well,
But
that'll tie into the Mothman Point Pleasant. Well, definitely.
oh no.
No, that'll
But
definitely happen. Yeah.
they posted a video from last week of these two dudes knocking on somebody's door, and they both act really weird. They're both in suits. You don't know.
Oh,
I mean,
I got friends.
me. I'll put my tinfoil hat on,
Yep.
but I get skeptical and all that. Like I I always think like maybe I'm the like I think people like us are are the non-schizophrenic conspiracy realists, because we look at like, I don't really think that's right, and we think we punch our holes in it.
Yeah.
And there's some things I'm like, I just don't think that's what you're trying to sell it as, you know.
Yeah. I like having an open mind and just being okay. But if things just aren't right, it's okay to say, yeah, that's not right. That's not true. But if a fact does come out, then you stand by it. But also, you should be able to talk about all the different options and possibilities. I think that's with everything. I think that's important. So,
A whole there's we'll get into later off camera some of the ideas I have, like the singularity. I want to do an episode just on that.
mm,
And the science behind it, because there's a whole, we can get into the philosophy, and that's another thing. There's philosophy and religion that we got to throw into some of these too, because there's
mhm.
that aspect.
No, yeah,
Um,
that's
I,
not a problem.
I mean, it's everything. Have you ever seen the movie Contact?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It came out when we were kids. Matthew McConaughey's character in the movie, I believe he was a preacher, some sort of religious
Yes. Yeah, he
person.
was.
Um, in the movie's based off a book, and the book was written by a known atheist. But the part of it that I like about it is Matthew McConaughey's character was like, well, you're the Sigourney Weaver, not Sigourney Weaver,
It was Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster. Yeah, her character um was an atheist. And he was like, how are you going to talk about a supreme being when you don't believe in anything, essentially? You don't believe any sort of higher power, anybody that created anything.
Yeah.
And he brought up that question that, like, how are you going to be the person that talks to somebody about what the, and he brings up they have this argument in the movie, and he was like, do you realize that like 2/3 of the population of Earth believe in a higher power, between the Christians, the Muslims, and the Judaism? It equates essentially of 2/4 of the entire world
Yeah.
believe in a higher power outside of it. Atheism is the minority, if you think about it, which is a
Yeah.
whole other concept of it too, which we'd have to get into, you know. But I just want to throw that out there, because that is a big part of, like, you know, what we are talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, you got work to do. I got to hop off because I got to get to bed. So,
Oh yeah, and it's much later there.
yeah.
All right. We'll do I'll figure out some intros and some extras, but and we'll figure out some sort of way to sign out. But for right now, signing off.
All right. Thanks for listening.